Hello everyone and welcome to another book haul. This one is for ebooks that I got for free, and these ones are all fall under the category of fantasy paranormal. So let's go ahead and get in so that this video does not end up being super duper long. First up I have Found Objects, written by Christine Pope. This is book number 1 in the Unexpected Magic series. This has 615 ratings with a 4.21 average. Additional genre tags are romance, magic, and urban. Penny Briggs is a perfectly ordinary woman until her life takes a left turn at Albuquerque. I thought my marriage would be a fairy tale. Instead, I've put 1,000 miles between me and my broken dream, starting over with a temp job in Albuquerque. Prop shopping for a TV production takes my mind off my troubles, until I buy an old pair of glasses no one on set can wear. Curious, I look through the lenses myself, and they all show me a wild version of a lonely desert canyon I've never seen before. A friend directs me and my weird glasses to her cousin, a brujo, a male witch, who specializes in weird. He's also the most spectacularly handsome man I've ever seen, with black hair, dark eyes, and a flashing smile so dazzling I almost miss his casual remark that my magic is powerful. Magic? What magic? I'm just an ordinary woman from an ordinary family. Yet, as the two of us explore the mystery surrounding those supernatural glasses and give in to our growing attraction, I discover a past I knew nothing about, and that there's a dangerous reason it's been hiding from me all these years. Secrecy, Year 1, written by Amabel Daniels. This is book number 1 in Old Earth Academy. This one has 710 ratings with a 4.38 average. Additional genre tags, supernatural and young adult. Before Layla Holden can start her freshman year at Colton High, she receives an unexpected invitation to attend a private school she's never heard of. She doesn't hesitate to accept, eager to escape the close-minded small town where she's been taunted and teased for seeing otherworldly creatures. Anywhere has to be better than home. Yet she's only permitted to go if she brings her twin sister Sabine along for the ride. Inside the walls of the castle-like fortress of the isolated campus, the girls find many secrets and hidden mysteries. Layla's never shied from challenges and is determined to pass her first year. However, with more unusual and bigger monsters lurking in the school, she struggles to keep her ability a secret. On top of the pressure to succeed in the competitive school, she also attracts the attention of a new student, Flynn Madsen. He's not the only one who's curious about her, but he seems to have the same gift of sensing these supernatural beings. In a new school, it's impossible to know who to trust and what to believe. By keeping her own secrets closely guarded, Layla has to have faith in herself, not her bookish roomie, not the cute new boy who seems too curious about her, because sometimes holding your own secrets can overpower the need to unravel others, a fine balance of controlling your fears or letting them destroy you. Legends of Elysia, Awakening, written by Yuri Jean-Baptiste. This has 6 ratings with a 4-star average. And no additional genre tags to tell you about. Before the flames of rebellion sparked, 7 unlikely heroes were called by destiny. These are their stories. Before they were virtues, Omari, Celeste, Amani, Jamal, Raphael, Rena, and Ray. They were ordinary warriors searching for purpose in the war-torn lands of Elysia, haunted by their pasts and pursued by the nefarious monsters of Vidite. Hope had become a relic. Unbeknownst to them, plans are in motion that will change the trajectory of their lives forever. Designs that threaten to plunge the kingdom into the clutches of chaos. With time running out, each warrior must make and accept their place on the front line of destiny, or allow the twisted minions of Vidite to force the freedom into the freed men into submission. From epic clashes against the sinister soulcrafter Faden Grim to bloody battles against the orcs of the barren expanse, these are the tales that transformed these common warriors into legendary heroes. Next up is Kingdoms at War, written by Lindsay Buroker. Not quite sure on that. This is book number 1 in the Dragon Gate series. This has 3,931 ratings with a 4.37 average. Additional genre tag, we have dragons, steampunk, adult, science fiction, and epic and adventure. For centuries, wizard kings have ruled the world from their elite sky cities, battling each other to add to their wealth and power, while using normal human beings as pawns. Those without magic struggle to feed their families and live in constant fear of bringing down the wrath of their tyrannical masters. Something must change. As a cartography student, Jack has always dreamed of finding the lost Dragon Gate and exploring and mapping distant worlds. Developing magical powers and becoming a powerful wizard? Not a chance. Wizards are cruel and inhumane, warring with each other from their great sky cities and keeping most of humanity enslaved. Jack wants nothing to do with them. But when he and his archaeologist mother unearth the gate, they attract the attention of the very wizards they sought to avoid. Even more troubling, Jack starts developing magical powers of his own, powers that could rival those of the great rulers. Fate may have given him the opportunity to change the world, but the wizard rulers don't like change, and when they detect threats, they send their elite assassins to eliminate them. If Jack can't unlock the power of the gate and the powers within himself, the world will remain enslaved forever. Okay. Missy the Werecat, written by P.G. Allison. This is book number 1 in the Missy the Werecat series. 2,132 ratings with a 3.97 average. Additional genre tags are urban, shapeshifter, romance, and new adult, young adult, and crime. When puberty brings on her first shift, Missy goes into the mountains for 2 years until finally learning to change back. She can change from fully human in one instant to a mountain lion in the next. Everyone assumes her 2-year disappearance was because she'd been kidnapped by a sexual predator that she managed to kill. She keeps her werecat nature a secret. There is no pack, no pride of other werecats, and no alpha. She's a girl with fantastic abilities, growing up and learning to do great things in today's world, amongst humans. She only has her instincts to guide her, and those drive her to train herself to extremes. She must control those instincts. Dampening the wild predator is often necessary. Her raging hormones and enhanced senses require very strong controls. She explores what happens when those controls are relaxed. Alrighty. Next is Hellborn, written by Marie Bilodeau? Not quite sure. This is book number 1 in the Guild of Shadows. 95 ratings with a 3.89 average. Urban would be another tag. I was going to say there's no other tags, but just the one, urban. Not every demon is super bad. Gain freedom, check. Travel with battle-loving BFF, check. Adopt adorable puppy, check. Join guild and avoid being thrown in jail, working on that. Avoid losing BFF in weird heist gone wrong, definite fail. Survive in a world not my own where everyone wants me dead, not going so great. Note to self, pick up more weapons. My name is Tiramisu. I don't know where I'm from. I don't know where I'm going. All I know right now are 2 things. I'm going to get my best friend back, and I'm going to have fun doing it. After all, there's no point in being a demon if you're not willing to raise a little hell. Okay. Flatrock, written by Luke Harrower, has 17 ratings and is a 4.35 average. No additional tags to tell you about. Oops, said God. These words were uttered just after the creation of the planet that would be called Flatrock, and from there, things only got worse. All Milo wants is a life full to the brim with peace and quiet. Though his new work associate, Heidi, is a little more adventurous, wishing to see everything the wide world has to offer. These unlikely friends see the planet at its best and worst, from ancient wonders to repulsive paperwork and everything in between, learning all the while just how astounding the world can be. The Highs and Lows of Flatrock is a cozy slice-of-life comedy following Milo, Heidi, and the people that surround them on this weird planet as they fumble through complete catastrophe of life and humanity left in God's wake. See, now this sounds more like a literary fiction than a fantasy paranormal, so either I wrote it down in the wrong category or it was tagged wrong, one of the two. More than likely I screwed up, but that doesn't sound like a fantasy paranormal to me. Dark City, written by Kit Hallows, is book number 1 in the Order of Shadows series. This has 483 ratings with a 3.85 average. Urban, paranormal, and magic are the additional genre tags. My name's Morgan Rook. I guess you could call me a supernatural detective, undercover agent, the guy that takes out the trash and cleans up the messes people want to ignore. Mostly, it means I take out nightmares, demons, and werewolves. You know, the things that go bump in the night. We call them night kind. Still, I'm ready to leave all that behind. Retire, find some sunny beach with pretty women, a few stiff drinks, and forget the night kind even exist. Talk about wishful thinking. See, I have one last job. Eliminate a rogue vampire named Mr. Tudor. In his business, there's no such thing as a simple job. Oh, in this business. I think I said in his. It's in this. Anyway. And when the bodies start piling up at my own front door, my dreams of retirement fade. Because the clues are adding up to something big. The missing piece of the puzzle. It's me. How the hell do I fit into all this mess? The Heroic Facade, written by Angela Funk. This is book number 1 in the Forsaken Destiny trilogy. 22 ratings with a 4.73 average. No additional genre tags. 5 strangers, 1 deadly exam, no escape. Expedition overseers are considered the heroes of Heveloth. Maintaining peace by locating and capturing mythical creatures and criminals. The international exam guarantees such a title, drawing thousands of applicants every year with its promise of wealth and prestige, strong and weak, royal and commoner. Though the challenges and length of the exam are unknown, one thing remains clear. Not all who take the exam live to try again. 5 of this year's aspirants, strangers to one another, each have hidden reasons to brave the perils of the exam. One seeks revenge, another power, and one merely to support his desperate family. As they struggle to survive against other competitors, mystical creatures, mysterious magic, and themselves, they discover a secret within their world that will change the course of their lives forever. For these 5, the exam is more than mere glory or fame, and the future they vie for might not survive what the past has unleashed. Now that one sounds pretty good. Lucky Me by Genevieve Jack. This is book number 1 in His Dark Charms Duet. 225 ratings with a 4.33 average. Additional genre tags, we have romance, fae, paranormal, urban, magic, and adult. He's lucky as sin, and we're playing for keeps. For 16 years, I've lived unlawfully among humans, supporting myself by playing poker. But concealing my fae identity isn't easy. When a high-stakes game goes terribly wrong, only one person stands between me and lifelong servitude. 7. 7 Delaney, I keep saying Delaney, it's Delaney. 7 Delaney runs his cover of Dragonfly Hollow with the insufferable arrogance you'd expect from someone born lucky. Not only did the sexy fae billionaire break my heart, he's responsible for the most humiliating experience of my life, and is the reason I fled that fairy realm. Returning to Dragonfly Hollow is my only way out, but there's a price. 7 requires my help and my pixie talents to solve a case that threatens Fae Society's tentative relationship with humans. I promised myself I never get involved with him again, but his dark charms prove hard to resist. The closer we get to solving this mystery, the harder it becomes to keep my distance, and the clearer it is that if we don't learn to trust each other again, our luck might just run out. Snow So White by C. Gockel. This is book number 1 in the Urban Magic and Folklore series. 818 ratings with a 3.8 average. Additional tags, we have retellings, romance, urban, fairy tale, fae, magic, and then just rewordings of all of those. Once upon a future time, in a city of steel, concrete, and magic, a wicked queen trapped a mighty warrior with a curse. In the tiny village of Sommer, far from the city, Sherry knows nothing of the evil spell. Her home is a safe, magical place. The Fae travel freely along its roads. Magical humans and animals are welcome, and everyone is hidden from the Queen's sight by Jack Frost, the local ghost, who blurs the Queen's mirror with snow and ice. But when Jack's spell begins to crack, the Queen's eyes fall on Summer. Oh, Summer. I'm guessing it's supposed to be Summer. They fall on Summer. Nothing will keep her from abducting all of Summer's magicals, not even a war with the Fae. To avert a war, save her village and herself, Sherry strikes a perilous bargain, aided only by Jack and her own small magic. She'll set off on a quest. If she fails, she'll lose more than her life. It says this is a retelling of Snow White. So, there we go. Okay. A Lair of Bones, written by Helen Scheuerer. This is book number 1 in the Curse of the Chiron Queen. 1,489 ratings with a 4.05 average. We have young adult, romance, mermaids, magic, high, and dark for additional tags. A deadly contest, a vaulting ambition. How far will one Chiron go to win? Mighty Chirons have ruled the ancient lair of Saturil for centuries. A cavernous fortress, a subterranean labyrinth of tunnels and levels, powered by magic and music. From the moment she was born, Ro, the daughter of an infamous criminal, has been despised by her own kind. Restricted to the lower sector and forced to work as a common bone cleaner, she has always believed she belongs above, where lies adventure and power. Opportunity arises in the form of the Queen's Tournament, a treacherous set of trials that could see the victor crowned ruler of the entire lair. Up against the most cunning, dangerous Chirons in all the realms, does Ro stand a chance? Castle and Conceit, written by Jeremy Dwyer. This is book number 1 in the Potion Voyages series. It has 13 ratings with a 3-star average. No additional genre tags to tell you about. The oceans of the world grant different magical gifts to those who drink of them, as long as the potion of water is pure enough and the drinker has the right innate potential to use the magic to its fullest. Beneath the many burning suns that are both a source of energy and an oppressive force, one empire grows in power under the influence of its evil advisor, Cassius, whose intellect is greatly multiplied by the waters of one of these oceans. He devises a way to manipulate the hideously disfigured imperial prince, Octavian, after healing his deformity using another ocean's waters, and then exploiting the handsome royal's growing vanity. Wicked things from the spirit world set their own plans into motion, revealing to Cassius some long-hidden and dangerous knowledge, which he uses to build powerful castles and expand Octavian's empire that he rules from the shadows. A talented young singer named Tessa has the misfortune of attracting the greedy empire's attention, and she is taken into captivity. Octavian demands that she pay him tribute with her music, which is greatly enhanced by the waters of yet another ocean which she drinks. However, her voice is far more powerful than anyone realizes, and it will later prove to have an effect that extends beyond moving the emotions of those listening. An ancient historian, Judith, will observe each of this evil unfold and write these terrible things into her chronicles of events. However, she is forbidden from interfering to save or even give warning to the innocent in the path of destruction. Judith can only hope that the righteous of the world will drink from the other oceans of power, using their magic to bring an end to Cassius's evil schemes. Nightfall by L.H. Cosway. This is book number 1 in the Blood Magic series. This one has 3,618 ratings with a 3.8 average. Paranormal, vampires, romance, urban, witches, magic, young adult, and supernatural are the other tags. Tegan encounters all kinds of crazies working the night shift at a 24-hour grocery store. None of them, however, have anything on the handsome stranger who comes in one night and helps her fend off an armed robber. He looks the thief directly in the eye and without confrontation convinces him to turn around and walk out the door. Tegan has never seen anything like it, nor does she understand why he then lays those mesmerizing eyes on her and tells her to forget they ever met. She shrugs it off as just another weird night shift encounter, until the following evening when her best friend produces free passes to a new nightclub in the city. Tegan agrees to go and is pleasantly surprised by the tasteful, classy decor and oddly beautiful, intensely ethereal clientele. To her surprise, her mysterious stranger is sitting smack dab in the VIP section. What are the chances? Tegan is struck by the coincidence of bumping into him again so soon, while he is furious that she remembers him when he insisted she forget their meeting. Tegan has no idea that she's taken a misstep into a whole new world inhabited by vampires, slayers, dampiers, witches, and warlocks, all of whom display a wholly disconcerting interest in what makes her unique from the rest of the clueless humans who populate the city. On top of this, her handsome stranger keeps turning up at her work and seems intent on getting to know her a whole lot better. That kind of gave me Twilight vibes as far as, like, him, like the whole thing with Edward Cullen being able to read minds except for Bella's. Kind of the same situation where he can manipulate, it's like, you forget this, but yet it doesn't work on her. Gives me Twilight vibes there. So, I don't know. We'll see. City in the Sky, written by Glynn Stewart, and Urban and Military are the additional tags. Eric Trevero is a half-breed raised as a smith in the human city of Vidran. Hounded for his mixed blood and denied mastery in his craft, he leaps at the chance to join his father's people in the sky city of Newport. There he learns he is the only heir of an ancient and noble line. His father's name opens doors and gathers allies, but Eric must still struggle to understand both this struggle, new culture, and his place within it. Fate will deny him a peaceful understanding, though, as the clouds of war gather and his father's enemies have laid their eyes upon his city in the sky. Darrienia? Could be wrong. Darrienia, written by K.J. Simmill. This is book number 1 in the Forgotten Legacies series. Young adult. I was going to say no additional tags, but this one is classified as a young adult. It is said that the past always returns to haunt you, yet some forgotten pasts have whispered names and a debt for collection. Dangerous curiosities stir a hidden darkness, one that patiently waits to seize control. The subtle periphery between dream and reality is in peril, and those chosen must face the evil behind this looming disaster. But lurking in the shadows, guiding their hand, lies the true threat and a hidden agenda. Can they discover the truth in time, or will would-be heroes become nothing more than pawns of evil? Terrestial Magic, written by Marina Ermakova. This is book number 1 in the Jordan Sanders series. This has 58 ratings with a 3.45 average. No additional genre tags to tell you about. Most sensible people avoid fire-breathing carnivores that prey on humans, but Jordan has built a career out of studying such legendary animals, creatures thought mythological until their reemergence in the world 3 decades ago. She and researchers like her believe that knowledge is the key to reclaiming the land they lost back then, when humanity retreated into designated safety zones. But when the humans moved out, the legends moved in. There were the descendants of mythical heroes inheriting the powers of their ancestors, and they weren't afraid of the monsters. Jordan never expected to run into a legend, but when a field expedition turns into a trap for her team, she realizes that one deliberately tried to kill her. It's a diplomatic nightmare the Roman authorities might happily sweep under the rug. But if Jordan doesn't figure out who attacked her and why, they could try again. Yet, even if she does solve the mystery, what could one stubborn scientist possibly do to stop a powerful legend? Warbringer by Aaron Hodges. This is book number 1 in the Descendants of the Fall series. This has 681 ratings with a 4.14 average. Magic is the additional tag. Centuries ago, the world fell. From the ashes rose a terrible new species, the Tangata. Now they wage war against the kingdom of man, and humanity is losing. Recruited straight from the academy, 20-year-old Lucas, 20-year-old Lucas hopes the frontier will make a soldier out of him, but Tangata are massing in the south, and the allied armies are desperate. They will do anything to halt the enemy advance, including sending untrained men and women into battle. Determined to survive, Lucas seeks aid from the only man who seems to care, Romain, the last warrior of an extinct kingdom. Meanwhile, the king's archivist leads an expedition deep beneath the earth. She seeks to uncover the secrets of the gods. Their magic has been lost to the ages, yet artifacts remain, objects of power that could turn the tide of war. But salvation is not the only thing waiting beneath the surface. Something else slumbers in the darkness, something old, something evil. Phantoms Inc. versus the Black Knight, written by Darren Lee Floyd. It looks like there is an editor for this who's named Helen Woodhouse. This is book number 1 in the Phantoms Inc. series. 17 ratings with a 3.71 average. No additional tags to tell you about. Connor Deal and Marshall Thompson of Phantoms Inc. are ghost detectives, investigating hauntings and eerie events of all kinds. They uncover information from cold cases which elude traditional detectives. While Connor has an intuitive grasp of everything technological, Marshall picks up echoes of past events from a myriad of objects and is even able to speak to the dead. But no ghosts means no money. Phantom Inc.'s finances are in a perilous state when Tanya walks into their lives, regaling them with the tales of her great-grandmother's extraordinary work, communicating with a mysterious ancient alien satellite dubbed the Black Knight. She makes a shocking revelation. After 150 years of silence, the Black Knight has started transmitting again. While tracking the coordinates of the transmissions to an abandoned Cold War based in Antarctica, Deal and Thompson also discover that others lurk in the shadows. A powerful, secretive organization named Majestic 12 are trailing them, desperate to harness the satellite's power. Reaching the frozen base, Deal and Thompson then make a horrifying discovery. Something lurks beneath the ice, and the Black Knight is about to awaken it. Sand and Ichor, written by L. Martin. This has 10 ratings with a 4.3 average. No additional genre tags. In a scorching desert full of monsters, a young knight embarks on a quest. All his life, Raka Surlina has striven to become the best swordsman in Dundalli. He should be prepared for anything, but as he ventures into the red hills of Galgoa, he finds far more than he bargained for. Semester Abroad, written by Elizabeth Kirk. This one has 934 ratings with a 4.11 average. This is book number 1 in the More Than Magic series. And additional tags, we have paranormal, young adult, vampires, magic, romance, urban, witches, supernatural, and new adult. So I'm not sure on the age category, but from the title it sounds like it's school related. Sun, Sand, and Stakes. Jen Maddox knew a summer study. Jen Maddox knew a summer study abroad with a cruise ship as her campus would expand her horizons, but she could never have fathomed how life-altering the sea would be. With seagulls cawing overhead and whitecaps crashing against the hull, Jen catches a glimpse of something not humanly possible. She would have believed it to be a dream had certain enigmatic passengers not gone out of their way to cover it up. Determined to discover the truth, Jen finds herself face to face with a nightmarish creature prowling the ship on the hunt for its next victim. Can she learn to tap into the newfound energy swirling around her in time to save all those aboard? Or will the vessel sink under a tidal wave of looming darkness? That's all we know. Okay. A Date with Death, written by S.C. Stokes. This is book number 0.5 in Conjuring a Coroner. This has 1,200 ratings with a 4.09 average. Additional tags, we have urban, paranormal, mystery, magic, witches, and supernatural. Whoever said blood is thicker than water hasn't met the Harrington family. New York royalty, the Harrington family are old money with magic coursing through their entitled veins, and the only thing the Harringtons care less about than each other is the law. When Lester dies unexpectedly, his considerable estate is set to pass to his surviving heirs. But the coroner, Casey Chase, has ruled Lester's death a homicide, sparking a family feud that sees the Harrington heirs turn on each other in a lethal struggle where the only prize for second place is death. With unlimited resources and a callous disregard for human life, the Harringtons have to be stopped before the city pays the price for their petty war. Caught in the middle, Casey is left fighting for her life. Fortunately, she's been hiding a secret of her own. Okay, now this one sounds intriguing to me. I am excited for that one. Book of Souls, written by Brad Magnarella. This is book number 0.5 in the Prof. Croft series. 1,085 ratings with a 4.08 average. We have urban, paranormal, magic, mystery, werewolves, supernatural, adventure, and demons. Every wizard's story has a beginning. Let's go back to the night I turned 13. The night Grandpa sliced my finger with his cane sword. I can't say what terrified me more, the cold anger in his eyes or the crazy things in his locked study. A talking trunk, squirming coats, a bookshelf whose titles shifted before my eyes, and one chilling title in Book of Souls. 10 years later, and I'm en route to a Romanian monastery in search of that lost book. But I'm not the only one. 3 others have beaten me to the local 2 researchers, and, well, I'm not sure who Flor is. Other than Spanish, secretive, and sexier than a summer dress, can I trust her or any of them? I don't know, but we've got werewolves on our scent, not to mention an ancient curse hanging over the remote ruins. Getting there and back is going to require serious cooperation or serious magic. Okay. She Awakens, written by Caitlin Denman. This is book number 1 in the She Awakens series. 228 ratings with a 3.36 average. Let's see. We have romance, fae, young adult, and that's it. Everything else is just a play on those words, including fantasy paranormal, which all of these books have been tagged as fantasy paranormal, except for that one, which is really weird. Anyway. Let's see. It does say this is a young adult. Okay, here we go. Anita finds herself in an unlikely predicament when it's uncovered the normal human existence she thought she lived is turned upside down. Finding out she's half Fae not only confounds her, but in a time where the brutal Fae run the world, she is suddenly tasked with bringing the Fae and humans together. With the help of her trusty and somewhat snarky steed, Raven, Anita sets out on a mission to save the human race from extinction. As she continues on her mission, she discovers powers beyond her wildest dreams. In a world where it's tricky to discern who's good and where the evil really lies, Anita finds herself in one predicament after another, not knowing who to trust except for Raven. As her journey unfolds, her strength and will are tested. The Red Citadel and the Sorcerer's Power says this is a complete sword and sorcery fantasy adventure. This was written by Craig Halloran. 149 ratings with a 4.11 average. And no additional genre tags. The fate of the realm lies in the hands of a savage and a scoundrel. Once a respected wizard, Finster is now a drunkard and a con man living anonymously among simple, easy manipulated village folk. But his self-serving cunning cannot save him when soldiers of the Magnus Supremus of the High Order burst in to drag the disreputable mage to the dreaded Red Citadel. Finster's captor, the new Magnus, is none other than Ingrid the Insane, his former acolyte, a young woman of cold heart and ruthless ambition who has already murdered numerous magic doers in her quest for ultimate power. The only reason Finster still lives is Ingrid's belief that he knows the whereabouts of the Founder's Stone, a magical artifact that could make her invisible. Rendered powerless by a scarab beetle attached to his back, Finster realizes he is doomed unless he escapes and recovers the stone before Ingrid does. And he turns to his dungeon cellmates for help, but the hulking mute barbarian youth he calls Moth is inscrutable and unpredictable. As their ultimate survival and the survival of an entire kingdom may require the cowardly wizard to assume a most unfamiliar and uncomfortable hero. Ellie Jordan, Ghost Trapper, written by J.L. Bryan. This is book number 1 in the Ellie Jordan Ghost Trapper series. 5,624 ratings with a 4.11 average. Horror, ghosts, urban, mystery, supernatural, thriller, and young adult are the additional tags. Ellie Jordan's job is to catch and remove unwanted ghosts. Part detective, part paranormal exterminator, Ellie operates out of Savannah, Georgia, the most haunted city in the United States. When a family contacts her to deal with a disturbing presence in the old mansion they've recently purchased, Ellie first believes it to be a typical by-the-book specter, a residual haunting by a restless spirit. Instead, she finds herself confronting an evil, older, and more powerful than she'd ever expected, rooted in the house's long and sordid history of luxury, sin, and murder. The dangerous entity seems particularly interested in her client's 10-year-old daughter. Soon her own life is in danger, and Ellie must find a way to exorcise the darkness of the house before it can kill her, her clients, or their frightened young child. That sounds interesting. Definitely moved up my intrigue list. Okay. The Crimson Inkwell, written by Kenneth A. Baldwin. This was book number 1 in the Llewellyn Winthrop trilogy. I guess this is also called a Gas Lamp Trinkets series. So it goes by 2 different names, it looks like. 205 ratings with a 4.02 average. We have historical, mystery, and science fiction as additional tags. The Crimson Inkwell is a novel about journalist Llewellyn Winthrop in her journey to become Donhurst on Severn's most acclaimed writer. She discovers that her city houses dark magical secrets too uncomfortable to believe. When the enigmatic carnival worker offers her a pen that can turn fiction to fact, she quickly learns that tampering with the unknown can be intoxicating, lucrative, and dangerous. Can she withstand the onslaught of enchanted consequences with her life and engagement intact? Blessed with a Curse, written by Katie Cherry. This is book number 1 in the Blessed with a Curse series. 67 ratings with a 4.06 average. Mythology, urban, romance, and young adult are the additional tags. From the moment of my birth, I became Zeus's #1 most wanted. I'm so screwed. I'm not a bad person. In fact, I'm training to be a nurse so I can help and heal people. Not that Zeus would care about any of that if he ever knew. No, all he cares about is his law. No humans are allowed to use magic. The punishment for breaking this is death, a fate I've been able to avoid by living my life in meticulous secrecy. Until the night my magic activates on its own, releasing a gorgeous demigod from the town's statue. I have no choice but to run, taking Nicandros with me. After days filled with terror of being caught and killed, Nick convinces me to fight for my freedom. My magic may be strong, but going up against Zeus himself, impossible. Run or flight, it doesn't seem to matter anymore. Thanks to this magic I've been cursed with, I will soon meet my end. It does say if you like touching on Greek mythology in books like Percy Jackson, observing a young woman forced by circumstances to embrace the heroine within the Katniss in the Hunger Games, and exploring some light, clean romance with your fast-paced young adult fantasy books, then you'll devour this series. Wish Hunter by Hero Bowen and Jordan Riley Swan. This is book number 1 in the Savannah River series. Additional tags, we have romance, magical or magic, urban, and that's it. Okay. Nadia Kaminsky's family has stolen wishes for generations, auctioning them off to skeevy business tycoons and politicians in black alley deals. Their operation is simple enough. Find someone who gained a wish after saving a life, trick the wisher into sharing a deep secret, steal the wish. And as a marriage counselor, Nadia has more access to people's secrets than most. But when Nadia comes across the perfect opportunity to steal a wish for herself, she takes it. And the rock star she's stolen it from desperately wants his wish back. As Nadia tries to figure out how to get rid of the cocky thorn in her side, she must face off against vengeful wish hunters, her all-too-powerful family, and the consequences of her own desires, because stealing wishes can be a deadly affair. It does say, content note, we have spousal death, gun violence, and miscarriage. So I like the fact that there's already content warnings on Goodreads so that people know. And the last book I have to tell you about in this video is Dark Souls, written by E.J. King. This was book number 1 in the Dark Souls series. This has 389 ratings with a 3.69 average. Additional tags, we have vampires, urban, romance, mystery, and supernatural. An enemy that will stop at nothing. A love that will risk everything. Kylie Hart was born into a vampire hunting family. She grew up in a world filled with monsters and supernatural beings. One day, Kylie returns home to find her entire family dead, killed by vampires. Kylie flees the hunter world, determined to lead a normal life while grieving the loss of everyone she loves. Just as she begins to believe she has left her past behind, 2 hunter brothers, Rafe and Ethan, force themselves into her life. They come with a warning about an impending battle against a fierce enemy, but their arrival also brings a possibility Kylie isn't prepared to handle. As Kylie's 2 worlds collide, she must face her deepest fear, falling in love with a man that has the potential to destroy her world. Dark Soul, and it says this is the first book in a completed 7-book series. So, those are the books I have to tell you about, all fantasy paranormal. For the most part, I think there was just the one that I could have written down wrong because it sure sounded more like a lit fic than fantasy paranormal. But those are the books I have to tell you about in this book haul. Let me know, have you read any of these books? Have you read from any of these authors before? Let me know, is there any book out of all of these that I've told you about that stands out to you that you are intrigued to pick up? Talk to me in the comment section below. And until next time, stay true to yourself and enjoy a good book. And I will talk to you later.